Today we are going to discuss characterization, or more specifically, character development. Character development is simply a way for us to further categorize our characters. Character development. So, character development is how we determine how complex or not a character is. Character development labels for character development further help us to characterize our main characters. Characters may fall into more than one category. Please highlight that part. It's very important that you remember that one character can have multiple character development labels. The labels for character development are protagonist, antagonist, flat, round, dynamic, static. If you wrote your labels early on in the video, you do not have to rewrite your labels. Simply define them as I go along and define them. The protagonist. So the protagonist is your main character, and the action of the story typically revolves around that character. The protagonist is usually someone the reader, likes. Our examples for protagonists are Cinderella. We know that we love Cinderella, who's mistreated by her stepmother, and Ponyboy. And so Ponyboy is our narrator of The Outsiders, and the action kind of starts with him and ends with him. The antagonist. The antagonist is also a main character. The reader does not usually like the antagonist, but sometimes how we feel about the antagonist can change, and the antagonist helps move along the action of the story. So from The Outsiders, Ponyboy does not have just one antagonist. He has a group of antagonists, and you know that we call that group the socialists or the socials. And from Beauty and the Beast, the antagonist is the Beast because he antagonizes or harasses or bothers Belle. Then there are flat characters. Flat characters are typically minor characters. These characters are what we call two-dimensional, meaning we don't know a lot about them. We cannot paint a very full picture of those characters because we know very little about them. Oftentimes, a flat character represents a stereotype. And in some cases, we can even do without a flat character. We don't necessarily need a flat character. But there are times when we do need the flat character for the action of the story. And I have an example of each here for you. So 2-Bit is my example from The Outsiders of a flat character. All that we know is 2-Bit is a funny, like happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He does not really propel the action of the story, so we don't have to have him. However, the Wicked Witch of the West, who antagonizes the main character, is a flat character, but we cannot have the Wizard of Oz without her. We need her for the action because she's also the antagonist. Round characters. Round characters are fully developed. When you think of a round character, I want you to think of yourself or people you know, because round characters behave as real people would. When we know that we have a round character because we know their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. And you see Ponyboy again supporting my comment earlier that one character can have multiple labels. And you also see here Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Now you'll see that my examples look exactly like my examples for the round character slide, but this slide is for dynamic characters. Dynamic characters are characters who experience a change. And so for Beauty and the Beast, of course, we know that Belle stops being afraid of the beast and starts to see what's on the inside of the beast. And then for Ponyboy, we know that he starts to change the way he feels about his brother. Ponyboy grows up and matures, and so he starts to see love and life in a different way. So what I want you to make note of that for dynamic characters, the change must be something of depth. So something that deals with that character's personality or attitude, who that character is as an individual. It cannot be something superficial like the character stop wearing glasses or cut his hair or her hair. Those are not dynamic changes.
All right, folks. All right, folks, that is all I have. If I went too fast or if you did not understand something, the beauty of a video is that you can always rewind and watch and rewatch as many times as you need to. Please do not forget to submit your notes. I do want to see your notes. The steps to submit are in the box on the left side of this picture. You're simply going to go to your Schoology class for me, click on the unit plan folder, go to the standard skills folder, and in that folder, find this week's folder. This week's folder is September 14th through 18th. Find the character development Dropbox. You want to click on the title for the Dropbox. And then in the top right-hand corner, you should see a plus sign. Click on the plus sign, and then you'll see the option to submit a photo. Choose that option, find your photo, and click submit.